Why this story matters. This uplifting update focuses on solutions rather than problems, and that's worth paying attention to. Quick summary: the story highlights recent developments related to towns, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. In the small town of Lakeview, Oregon, residents are trying out a creative approach to their city's tax revenue deficit: tasteful nudity. Last year, the town couldn't afford to remove snow across all of its streets and intersections, but a new snowplow would have cost thousands. Instead of forcing everyone to pay more taxes, 12 brave townsfolk decided to bear it all. Would you like to read more good news about town instead? Small taxes, higher, and snowplow. Well, not exactly all. Organized by Jess Kelvin and Margaret Dodds, residents came together to create the 2026 Outback Naked Calendar, a fundraising tool to bolster funds for their struggling town. They were inspired by the 2003 movie Calendar Girls, a film based on the true story of middle-aged Yorkshire women who made a nearly nude calendar to raise funds for leukemia research. And when Dodds proposed the idea at a Lakeview Town Council meeting over the summer, she brought in an example from Vermont in which a Men of Maple Corner calendar raised $56,000 for a town's community center. We have some brave members of the community who are willing to become vulnerable to support their town, Dodds told the Lake County Examiner. Our models will be unclothed, but strategically covered, nothing visible that wouldn't be seen at the pool. We are looking for beautiful photographs that showcase people having fun in the Oregon Outback. Margaret Dodds poses in the 2026 Outback Naked Calendar after soliciting photos from the community. Those interested could simply send a submission to Dodds via email, and working with volunteer photographers, the full year was complete, mostly comprised of middle-aged and elderly models. The calendars went on sale in November 2025. According to CBS News, the Tasteful and Discreet calendars, which sold for $25 a pop, have raised over $13,000 so far. And Lakeview could use the help. The town has faced decreased revenue from its alcohol sales, lodging, and property taxes, as well as the bankruptcy of a company that constructed a natural gas pipeline, according to the Oregonian. Lakeview even faced a potential government shutdown in 2025, with increasing debts that have led to increased water bills for residents and cuts to city jobs. Outback Naked Calendar 2026 is created to support the high desert town of Lakeview in eastern Oregon, which has had devastating loss of tax revenues. The calendar's online store shares 100 of profits go to a dedicated account for snowplowing. While it's unclear if the funds raised from the calendars will fully cover the cost of snow removal, it certainly makes a dent and inspires a laugh. What I see in this calendar is a renewal of good feelings, that although we are poles apart in our ideology, we can still appreciate each other, sit next to each other at the restaurant, theatre, concert, ball game, or banquet, a resident, Marie Lee, shared on Facebook. A feeling that someone is going to come along who can make the budget sheet balance, that we'll find the money for snow removal and fixing the potholes, etc., that we'll find a way to absorb the price of groceries, that members of Congress will eventually stop their temper tantrums, that power-hungry people on both sides of the aisle and across oceans will see there is no power to be gained when they threaten destruction of each other. A 2026 Outback Naked Calendar ought to be buried in a time capsule to remind future generations to laugh at each other every now and then. She concluded that we ought to take time for just plain fun. You may also like strippers are now the know. One donor of toys to Children's Hospital in Portland. This year, they broke their own record. Header image by Annette Goers for Lakeview, Oregon. Article goodheadlines.org curates positive and solution-focused stories from trusted sources around the world.